I'm Cecilia, I live in Zurich and I love train travel, and I'm trying to visit all 1,720 public transport train stations in Switzerland, but back in March I took the train not within Switzerland but from Zurich to Paris, spent a fair few hours there having a really nice day out, and then on to London in the evening. Good morning. It's early. It's a Friday, but I've got holiday for a while, so I'm not working today, and it's a travel day. So I'm going from Zurich, where I am right now, to London. But I've got the whole day, so I'm not in a rush. I'm going to stop off in Paris for a little while. So basically, I've got like the afternoon and the start of the evening in Paris. I haven't slept, so that's perfect. That was not planned either, obviously. I just couldn't sleep, so there we are. It's pretty early still, it's just after 6, but I'm gonna have breakfast and then I'm going to head to the train station and go to Sprungli before I get on the train, because I promised I would get, I didn't promise, but I offered to get chocolate for some friends that I'm meeting tomorrow, and Sprungli chocolate is like kind of the only one that you can get here that you can't get in London from like a slightly bigger producer. It's the same company as Lindt, but Sprungli is like their local line, local series of little cafes as well. I think it's raining, which isn't ideal, but oh well. I've not got tons of luggage. I probably have more than I should, but I'm going to London for just over a week, so I'm justifying some of it with that, and some of it also with the fact that I'm taking, for instance, a pair of shoes that is going to stay in London. My sister very kindly said I could have a drawer there with my stuff, so yeah, we'll do that. Right, breakfast and then train station. I'm on the train. We don't leave for another 11 minutes, which is crazy for me. Like, you would think that the reason why I got here really early is because I was worried about missing the train. No, honestly, usually I arrive within a minute of it leaving, but I was worried about not being able to buy the chocolate in time with enough time to make a good selection, hopefully good selection. Hopefully that shows my priorities are absolutely on order. So this is train number 1 of the day. Not too many trains, but it is going to take a little while. So I'm on this one for 4 hours and 6 minutes, and then we're going to arrive in Paris at 11:40. And then what I'm going to do, which is what I always do, is take my stuff to the Gare de Lyon. So I arrive at the Gare de Lyon in Paris, and then I'm going to drop off my things at the Gare de Lyon, which is a few minutes on the RER, which is like the local train. It's the city's public transport rather than like proper trains. And then I'm going to have several hours in Paris, and then in the evening I'm going to take the Eurostar at 8:09, so the very, very latest I need to go through the ticket barriers is at 7:39, but that is a little bit of a rush, so hopefully going to get there a little bit earlier, especially as I have lots of time in Paris today. And then that train from the Gare de Lyon to London King's Cross is going to take 2 hours and 21 minutes. And then I just need to take the tube to where my sister lives in London, and I've got my key with me. She is out for dinner tonight, so yeah, looking forward to my basically like something like 7 hours probably of more or less free time in Paris. everything worked perfectly. Just arrived at the Gare de Lyon in Paris, and I'm heading to the Gare. I basically napped through the whole journey, so I'm feeling slightly more awake now, which is good. Actually, I've decided against heading straight to the area. So because I slept through the whole thing on the train, I didn't actually have my breakfast. A great angle there, hold on me. So I'm going to have the second breakfast now. And I didn't forget my lunch. Amazing, this is excellent news for later. Now I'm actually heading to the area, and I am feeling a bit better having slept and having had some food now, so this is good. Good way to start the half day or so in Paris. Done with my luggage, dropping, etc. I always leave my luggage here, either at the official Gare du Nord place, which used to be excellent and now is awful because now you have to queue. It's not lockers, like you have to leave it with people. You can't leave anything that has food in it. So even if I wanted to, I couldn't leave the chocolate there. And anyway, like, I just think it's such a stupid thing that they've done, because they've made it a lot harder to leave your luggage, and in my view there's been absolutely no improvement in return for that. So there we are. But Ibis or Ibis hotels I've generally found fairly good for just randomly leaving luggage, because like, you can just pay for it. So like, a lot of places won't let you leave luggage unless you're staying there, which is understandable. But basically you pay 8 euros, and then you can leave your luggage, which I think is quite good. Right, I'm now off to the Petit Palais, which quite honestly, the reason why I've always wanted to go is because in one of the Mission Impossible films there's a party there, and Tom Cruise arrives from the air and the roof looks crazy. I have no idea if any of the building is even visible in the exhibitions, but I've not been. It was closed for a while, I think for renovations or something, and now they're not closed anymore. And there's a Dolce & Gabbana exhibition, and I quite like fashion exhibitions. The Dior one in London was amazing, so I really like that, and hopefully this one's all right. And then my mum just sent me a link to what the little garden of the Petit Palais looks like at the moment. It's full of flowers apparently, so really excited for that. And that's kind of my main plans for today. So yeah, just started my walk. It's going to be another 51 minutes, you know, and add a multiplier 1.2, 1.3 or something for there being nice buildings, and I want to stop and take pictures. Well, that took me way longer than Google said. I did really take my time, and I don't mind. I basically was just stopping and taking photos wherever I liked, which obviously means everything takes 5 times as long. So I've just arrived at the Grand Palais. The Grand Palais is in front of me, the Petit Palais is behind me. And I mean, honestly, from this angle, they look about the same size, but then when you look at the roof, there is a noticeable difference. I think I'm going to have my lunch, which is basically like leftovers, first because I'm a bit hungry, and then I'll go in and hopefully they've still got tickets for the exhibition. Online they don't, but I rang them up and they said that they do have extra tickets available in person, so fingers crossed. Well, I heard the security guy explain to the people in front of me that it would be roughly an hour wait to get in. And I'm keen to see this exhibition, but not nearly that keen. So I'm not spending an hour in a queue when there's lots of other lovely stuff to see. So I'm off. Before I found out about this exhibition, I'd looked up a museum. It's the Musée Jacques-André, I think. And it's a 20-minute walk away, so I'm just gonna head that way. I'm glad I came here though, because I got to see the river a little bit, like not the river, but got to see across the river to Invalides, got to see the Eiffel Tower, and this building really is incredible. So at some point I do want to come see something here, but I can do without a 1 hour wait for a Dolce & Gabbana exhibition. Okay, I'm gonna get going in a second after I take a picture of the horses that are like jumping over the ledge up there. They look really cool. I nearly forgot about the Petit Palais. I was literally about to leave. There is a queue there too, but it doesn't look as bad, so I think let's give it a go. And if it's nice, it's nice. Turns out this museum is free, the Petit Palais, like the permanent exhibition is free, and it's lovely. So I'm just gonna stay here instead of going to the other museum. Well, the weather has worsened considerably, but there are some really good photos people take during rain, and although I'm absolutely not doing that, my camera's in my rucksack, I do think if you look for it, then it can look nice, but right now I'm a bit cold. However, it is Paris. There are always nice buildings around, so it will be fine. I'm going for a walk, 26 minutes, to the Galeries Lafayette, which is my go-to thing to do, honestly. I always go there and go to the terrace for the view, and also another reason why I'm going is because when I was here in the summer, I bought some biscuits there and they were really good. So I need to go see if they have biscuits, and ideally I will buy some for the friends that I'm going to see tomorrow. And also obviously going to try and see if there's a view despite all the rain. So there seemed to be a mild storm going on the terrace, and I was trying to pay for these biscuits and it was taking forever because for some reason they were doing, I don't know what they were doing. The girl in front of me was only buying one small thing as far as I could tell, but it was taking hours. So I'm now like not running late, but now it's fairly tight. It's ridiculous. So anyway, I do really like this shop a lot, but that was crazy. So I am taking the metro back because I don't have enough time to really walk at a normal pace. I would have to pretty much run back in order to also get my luggage. So yeah, this was frustrating. I literally waited and the lady behind me waited, and eventually I was like, is there anywhere else that I can pay? And I was like, oh no, like that one only takes payment for these specific things, la-di-da. So I can't believe I lost like a good 15 minutes or something just trying to pay for some biscuits. But there we are, heading back in a second to the train station. Took a few minutes, but I've got my bag, I have the chocolates, and I'm heading back into the station. Done with the exiting bit. There is technically a customs part, but I hardly ever see anyone being checked, so it's usually super quick. And normally I would be heading to the Tube, but I'm going to Boots first. If you don't know the UK, Boots is a pharmacy. Ooh, and in exciting news, there is now a Gale's here. I knew there was one that was going to open. Also, they're open late. This is good. I love Gale's. I think they have them outside of London now as well, but there's bakery that it's super basic to like them, but they're fantastic. I think they're the best. And they had a poster saying they were going to open here when I was last in London. It's beautiful. Look at that, gorgeous. So yeah, this will be difficult to resist on the way out. I mean, honestly, I'm not going to resist, am I? I'm definitely going to get something when I take the Eurostar back in a week and a bit. But yeah, for now, Boots, and then I'm taking the Tube after that. I'm home now, and I had a really nice chat with my sister's current flatmate, and I realised that it's been 2.5 months since I was in London, so that's far too long. I'm so glad I've got a few days here to make the most of it. So, I'll see you next time. Bye!